Okay, welcome to my end of year recap video. So as we wrap up this year, it is currently December 27th, 2024. It is exactly 1 year and 1 day since I started fully consistently trading and taking it seriously. Also joining the Zaps way, really doubling down on my education, my journaling, everything with trading. I doubled and tripled down and put every ounce of energy I possibly have into this thing, right? I didn't slack in any area that I could think of the entire year. And I have receipts for all of that in my trading journal. So whether you're seeing this, I'm going to throw it in my Telegram chat that I have to just kind of, record videos and just extra type stuff from trading that I feel like storing somewhere because I think it'll be great to look back at or maybe to share with people one day. Or whether this is on YouTube, if I decide to upload it to YouTube. The things that I want to talk about in this video, right? There's 6 major things. So the first one's going to be goals, things that I have achieved and not achieved this year. 2 is going to be consistency in trading and the importance of it. 3 is going to be management and life. That includes things like work, family, etc. How I worked through those things and how other people can. 4 is education and motivation. 5 is journaling, importance, and I will share mine with you. And then lastly is moving forward into 2025. What things do I have that I want to achieve? How is that year going to look differently compared to 2024? Knowing everything that I know now, having all of the knowledge, the experience that I've gained over the last year, how am I going to move forward and use those things to get even further ahead and ultimately more towards the goals that I have for myself? So starting off with 1, goals, things that I have achieved and not achieved. In my first full year of trading, I have learned an ungodly amount, way more than I could even expect to have learned, to be honest with you. The concepts, the methodology, the understanding of the markets, really all aspects of the markets, right? I have learned so much. I have achieved a lot more than I thought that I would. And I have continuously set little small goals to keep me busy in trading, right? Things like keeping a track of how many pips I have made on my single largest trade pip-wise, or single largest trade money-wise, or implementing a concept and trying to get a couple winning trades using a concept that was taught in the education platform from Gustavo. I've achieved a lot of things. The first thing that I really wanted to do was, 1, I started out the year in February. I threw $100 into a trading account, real money, live account, no demo prior. I didn't have any funded accounts. Nothing. It was just this account. And it took me until July, from February until July, to double this thing because I was so cautious. I was so cautious with this account. I just wanted to double it and I would not do anything to blow this account. I went into drawdown beneath the $100 one time after running the account up to 60%, 50% multiple times, dropping it to below 100. I think it was like 95, 90 bucks. And then I ran it all the way up and I doubled the account. That was my first major achievement of the year because, mind you, I'm in my first year. Dude, I'm 6 months into my first year and I was able to double a real account with real money. I have proof, the trade history is in the account and everything. And those trades are fucking journals along with videos and other things. So that was really huge for me. My first year was able to do that. It doesn't matter that it's $100. It matters that it's percentage, and I was able to 100% an account as a new trader using these concepts, 0 signals, 0 anything. All of this on my own. All these decisions were made by me. Okay. 2, my largest trade ever is a GJ sell trade for 386 pips when I closed it. Incredible. 386 pips. There's a lot of people out there who make a living catching 10, 15 pips, scalping on the daily. You do you. My goal is to try and catch as many pips as possible, trend ride, get multiple entries, all the things like that. There is a time and place for scalping. There's a time and place for intraday trading. For me, I like to do that stuff, but it's not the only way I understand the markets, and the only entries that I take are not just lower time frame intraday, right? I always also take those higher time frame trades, looking at weekly and monthly zones, sensitive prices, things like that. The things that I did not achieve that I want to, later in the year, it was like Q4, I decided to buy two E8 10K funded challenge accounts. Now I'm still trading them. They're both still in the positives. Neither have been in the negatives ever. One of them is up 2.5%, and the other one's up between 1.5% and 2%. They're just there. One I trade differently. The one that's higher in profit is the lower time frame intraday stuff, and a little bit more risky without the higher time frame analysis, which I do at those sensitive prices, but it's for another video. So I trade those separately, like in different ways. So I did not achieve passing those phase ones yet. That is a 2025 goal, but I will do that. It will happen, and I will get funded. I have managed to learn an ungodly amount, which I didn't think that I would do. The education platform is massive, and it is always growing, being added to. There's hundreds and hundreds of hours of videos. There's probably over like 500 hours of video, and I have watched and watched and watched and rewatched these videos so many times. It's insane. It's ingrained in my freaking brain, right? Which is great. So I took that serious. So I'm very happy about that. I was not sure if I could do that, but I did do that in my first year, and was able to keep up with updates, and really live learning in the markets was huge for me, right? Because I was journaling and doing all these things, I was able to learn very well. Goals not achieved would be getting my first withdrawal, right? Getting funded is one separate, but not getting a withdrawal. I could have withdrawn. When I doubled that account, I could have withdrawn the $100, but I didn't. I decided to leave it in there, right? So next year I will be withdrawing in 2025. That is something I'm going to share with you, because I think not a lot of people share that type of information. They're not as transparent, and I do take pride in being as transparent and honest and upfront as possible. That's a huge value of mine, especially with this trading stuff, with how sketchy this whole industry is, with people trying to make money off of other people. I don't do that, and I just always want to maintain complete transparency and honesty. Moving on from goals achieved and not, we're going to go into consistency and the importance, right? In life, it is so hard to stay consistent in something with the things that we have going on. Everybody has a wife or a husband, kids, fucking crazy family, a crazy girlfriend, crazy ex-girlfriend, whatever situation you're going through, right? Everybody. That's one thing I've learned. I've talked to so many people in this group and this year, and there are so many different things that you cannot imagine that people are going through, right? And trust me, there is nothing that you are going through as a trader and that you have going on in your life that someone else is not currently experiencing at the exact same time, and they're making fucking trades and they're winning. So there's no excuse. I understand that the importance of consistency and not taking a break from trading was huge for me. There wasn't a single time, no matter how busy my job was, the most time I spent away from the charts was like 5 days or 6 days in a row, because I was forced, because I couldn't have electronics, no phone service, a lot of stuff, just job related, and I was not able to be there. And that killed me. It was like pulling teeth. I hated it. I don't want it to happen again. But I will fight it as much as I can to be there at the charts, to set alerts, to pay attention, and to really just know what's going on and always just be involved, whether I'm in a trade or not, just being involved. I cannot stress how important it is for you to not step away from the charts and be like, well, I fucking over leveraged and I blew that account, or I failed that eval, and or I lost that funded account, or whatever. And then you go, you know what, I'll just come back to this another time. And then you wait a couple of months and you decide to come back for a week or two, or a month or 2 months or 6 months, and then you fall off again and you leave. You're not consistent, you're not growing, and that's how I know that you are not going to be a successful trader. You need to be able to be consistent. You're not always going to feel motivated. You're not always going to want to do this. I never felt that way 100% of the time. There were plenty of times where I was like, man, I am tired. I just need a little break. And by break, what I did was I learned to use my weekends and the time that the markets were closed to really decompress, step away from the charts, and be involved in things outside of trading so that come the next week, the following trading week, I could be there for the charts, I could be involved and refreshed. There's a term in the trading group that I'm in that someone brought up, and they called it psychologically fresh, right? Keeping your mind fresh, moving into the next week, the next month, whatever. And that is so important. And you guys need to be able to show up to the charts psychologically fresh, mentally fresh, rest, repaired, and ready to go. So make sure you're using your time wisely when you're away from the charts. Right now, it's December 27th, man. Trading is pretty much non-existent for at least the next week, okay? Use that time to study, to get your mind right, to take care of things outside of trading so that when trading starts to kick back up again in early January, you can be there at the charts because you don't have all that BS admin stuff at your house that you need to do, that your husband or wife needs you to do, your parents, your job needs to do. If you can get ahead on the weekends or the time when the markets are closed, get ahead. Get ahead. Get ahead so you can be there fully and actively when it matters at the charts. Point number 3, or topic number 3, management and life, all right? There are a few people, this snap's gonna piss me off. There are few people in this world who have a busier life than I do. I can promise you that, all right? I spent my entire first year of trading almost in an entirely different country away from my family with a job that the tempo was twice what it is here back home. And it's busy at home. So, and I was able to make this much progress through all kinds of stuff, through all kinds of situations, events, things that I have zero control over, and a lot of you do. There's no excuse to not be able to manage your trading and your life in some sort of structured way. If you know that you only get 4 or 5 hours to even be off of work, 6-8 hours to be off of work, whatever, then understand that you can only be around at the charts at certain times. If you work at a place where your phone's not allowed, you work in some sort of place where your phone's not allowed or whatever, that's fine. People have all kinds of workarounds for these things. All right, you can take higher time frame trades, swing trades. You can take intraday trades. Maybe you only have an hour or 2 hours a day. Or maybe you're like most people. You have your phone on you. You can actually pull it out real quick if you need to while you're at work or doing shit, like set alerts. You can do this. You can absolutely do this. There's zero fucking excuses as to why you can't trade. Set alerts, walk away. Be there when it's important, and don't be there when it's not important. All right, that's going to save you a ton of time. Take that, write that shit down, put it on your wall, put it on a fucking sticky note, put it on a computer. It doesn't matter. Write that shit down. Be at the charts when it matters, and don't be at the charts when it doesn't matter. All right, set your alerts. When prices at those sensitive areas, those key areas that you want to pay attention to for whatever strategy you're using, set the alerts, walk away. It's that easy. All right? Figure out your strategy to be able to trade in the markets, in whatever session, Asian, fucking London, New York, doesn't matter, right? Find what works for you. There is a way. It is possible. There's no excuses. If it's using fucking ICT concepts on a 5-minute time frame because you only, have, 30 minutes to be at the charts and you want to do that stupid silver bullet strategy, fine, do that. Do that. If that works for you, fucking do it. But don't make excuses because you can do this. I know plenty of people in this trading group who have wives, babies, who work 16-hour days, literal 16-hour days, doing things like trucking, driving, where you can't be on your phone if you're driving a fucking 18-wheeler. You just can't, right? Or you'll kill people. There are things like that, and they are still making it happen. So you can too. Figure it out. Figure out how to schedule your life, and you will be a more efficient person. One thing I can say within trading is it has taught me to be an efficient person inside of trading and outside of trading because I need to be efficient. If I'm efficient outside of trading, I can bring those principles and that way of life, those habits into trading, and I will be successful inside and outside at both simultaneously. And that is so important. You need to be able to do that. Trading will make you a better person as well as a better trader. I can promise you 100%. Topic number 4 is education and motivation. Education is more, first off, than reading a fucking PowerPoint that some 22-year-old kid's going to sell you from his YouTube channel, okay? I can promise you, please listen, if you're out there and you're buying a trading course from somebody and it's a fucking PowerPoint, ask for your money back. Please. Please. I fell victim to this, okay? It took me, after buying a few people's courses a year and a half ago, because I was trying to get into trading and figuring out what was going on, I realized after buying people's courses, multiple, all they did was they all three copied and pasted each other's course and just changed the logo to their LLC name with the exact same pictures. They just changed the colors on the logo. They changed a few words here and there, and it was literally copy and paste. Not only that, it was watching and being in those groups, just watching and trying to see, like, how are these guys trading? I read their PowerPoints, but I don't understand. I would go in and watch, and half the time it's a fucking guess. They don't really know. They don't really know what they're doing, right? They're hoping and guessing using a certain small amount of criteria, and yeah, they'll win some, but they're not going to show you their losses. They never show you their losses, ever, okay? Education is so important. If that's something that you're a part of, get out now. You're wasting your time and money, okay? You need to find someone who is going to continuously educate you. I am lucky enough to have stumbled upon Gustavo because someone I met in person has a family member, their close circle of family members, who trades for real and makes money and pays their rent every month, and was nice enough to tell me where that family member learned to trade, word of mouth. And I went there and I found this guy, and he has taught me how to do this for real. No bullshit indicators, no bullshit, oh, I can only trade at this time period. I can read the fucking markets and the charts no matter what session they're in. I can read this thing. I have been taught and I understand so well now. I can map these charts better than people who've been doing this shit for 5 years, because this education is fucking primo, right? It's perfect, and it's continuous. This person continuously uploads videos daily, weekly, more educational videos, more content showing you examples where he will record videos before, during, and after, and then upload them, and you can see the process. And then you go and you execute on your own. You try and do the same thing using these concepts, and you learn for yourself. I never had my hand held. I did this shit on my own, using the education that I paid attention to and fucking studied, right? Like I was fucking Bradley Cooper from Limitless, dude, right? Like I'm fucking zipping off NZT 48 right now, right? So back to the point, education. If you're in an environment where you feel like you're not learning, or you feel like you don't understand, you need to realize feeling like you don't understand and there's nothing in that trading platform, course, whatever it is that mentor, that teacher is supposed to be teaching you, and there's nothing to help you overcome that unknown where you're like, hey, there's kind of a disconnect here. I'm not really sure why. That's not a good educator. Get away from that and go find a real person who's not flashy, who's not going to buy all the stupid fucking Rolexes and rent a Lambo and go to Dubai, right? Please get away from all of that BS. It's toxic. It's fake. They're using you, and you're wasting your time and money, and your time and your money is fucking valuable. Make sure it's valuable to you, right? Don't let people waste your time, and don't let people waste your money, okay? Don't do that. Besides education, I'm going to talk motivation. I was not always motivated to do things in trading, right? Sometimes putting shit in my trading journal was like pulling teeth. Like, man, I am so not motivated, and I'm going to put this shit off. And then I've had that happen before where I have to journal trades from 2 weeks prior, and it was god awful. And it was hard to gather all the information, the entries, the exits, the times, the criteria, the outcomes. It was awful, right? So I never did that again. But I was not always motivated, right? I was not always motivated. But going back to that concept of being psychologically fresh and showing up with the charts when it mattered was able to help me decompress when I needed to, and stay motivated, quote unquote, right? Stay disciplined. Realistically, it's what it is. It's just discipline. It's doing the same shit over and over, right? It's knowing your news schedule. It's knowing that the market opens up at 4 p.m. Central Time in the United States for Asian session. It's knowing that the British session, the fucking London session, opens at like 3 a.m. or whatever time, depending on daylight savings time it is, right? At that time, knowing when your news is, expecting that, knowing things, paying attention, just knowing off the top of your head. Even if I'm not at the charts, I'm fully aware if I'm at work and I'm not at the charts. I know there's fucking news at 7 a.m. If I'm running a fucking full mission profile, I'm at my job, I'm running around in kit and helmet, I'm fucking solving these problems for the ground commander, I can still understand why I'm doing that. Right now is 7 a.m. This news is popping off in New York session, which means my trades that I'm in a GU trade, a gold trade, whatever USD correlated asset, is expected to move. I can, just being a smart person, understand that when I come back and I get to get on the charts or check my phone after what I'm doing at work, I can expect alerts to be hit. I can expect trades to get hit at break even, or a stop loss hit, or a TP hit. I can understand that. You need to think that way. A lot of people don't even do that. Well, why would I pay attention to news? I don't trade news. You don't have to trade news. Being aware, right? That is education. That is consistency in trading. That is consistency in paying attention, consistency in showing up, all of it. That is all encompassing right there. Simple things like that. I can do that and fully understand, all right? Outside of trading, I understand the markets are still moving. I can still reasonably expect certain things to happen. Just like you, if you study this enough, right? I do this thing where I watch corny trading motivational videos sometimes because I like it. I have grown this into a passion of mine where I love. There are a few things that I love on earth, like sitting down, sipping some of this mushroom coffee that I make, fucking bomb by the way, and having a trading session, a journaling session, a study session on a fucking Saturday, dude. I love it. I'll throw on some lo-fi chill music. I'll drink some peppermint tea or some coffee with some mushrooms in it. I'll get myself psychologically fresh and zoned in and focused, and I'll go pick a random chart and I will mark this bitch up just to keep my eyes sharp on the charts and to pay attention. I've done it for everything you can think of. Anything this fucking broker allows me to look at, stocks, commodities, forex, anything, right? I've looked at it all, metals, all of it, okay? That just comes from time in the markets, consistency, and really giving a shit about what you're doing. And you need to be giving a shit about what you're doing. If you're here part-time, you're wasting your fucking time. Don't even try. If you're here and you give it fucking 50% and you know deep down you're giving it 50%, either give it 100%, talk to somebody, kick yourself in your ass, or just quit. Save yourself the time and effort and quit. It's that easy. Point 5, I want to talk about journaling, okay? The importance of journaling, and I want to share mine. Journaling, I cannot say enough how important and crucial journaling is. Journaling has taken me to another level because it gave me consistency. It gave me something to do when I entered a trade. I didn't enter a trade, lose, and then forget about it. Nope. I entered a trade, took the screenshot, filled out the template that I created and adjusted for myself for every single trade so that I could then put it in my journal. When the trade played out, I updated it with our won, lost, all that stuff, before, during, after, all of it. All of it. And that helped me grow and understand and see actual fucking data that here's what I'm doing and here's what's not working. Here's what is working. Here's what a lot of your trades look like. Here's around the time that a lot of them are happening. And the reason that I'm going to show you my trade journal is because I do it a little bit differently. A lot of people I've noticed are using TradeZella. They use these trade softwares, and that's great. A lot of people have their very own way of doing it. Some people, where's my trading notebook? Right here. Some people have an actual trading notebook, right? Trading notebook. Some people like it digitally. I like it digitally. I can screenshot. I can type out a lot of stuff. My handwriting is trash. And and I didn't want to pay for a software, right? TradeZella is great. You could do stuff like that. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. They're just collecting your data and using it so they can trade against you. That's all they're doing. They're selling it. They're making a profit by selling your information. Just saying. That's common sense. But anyway, I digress. Beside the point. Journaling. I'm going to share mine because I've continued to grow. When I started trading, my journal template was small. And as I started to develop my mind and my understanding of the markets, it grew and it grew and it grew. And it's gotten to a point where it's almost fucking ridiculous how much information I collect on a trade before I enter or at the enter of a trade. Okay? There's almost no aspect that I don't know about this trade when I'm entering this trade. I have grown this to a ridiculous template. Now, Another thing, I also was told to start doing this, and it was a beautiful recommendation. Thank you, G. You're a fucking boss. To start doing my own end of week recap videos. And that was huge. That was huge for me. That really took me up a level. At the end of every single week, I was doing 20, 30, sometimes 35-minute long videos going over the charts, my thoughts, all my trades, and all the major details, wins, losses, pips, money, thoughts, all kinds of shit every single week. And that is so invaluable. There's no price on how amazing that's been for me in my trading. I've also dropped things like my own educational videos in my trading journal, as well as midweek recaps, voice memos, screen recordings for those recaps. You're going to see all that type of stuff in here, and we'll go over some of that stuff, right? So this is going to be huge. This is a big deal for me. A lot of people don't do this, so they get tired and they quit. Stick with it. Please, please, please stick with it. It will help you grow so much. You don't have to copy mine. This is just what I do. I have decided to add these things in that I felt were necessary, or information that I thought was important for me to know for what I'm doing, okay? So we'll share that real quick. Let's pull this up right here. I'm going to blur all this out on the left-hand side because I don't want you seeing all these cool people in this trading group that I trade with, because that's their privacy, not mine. So like, for example, I got one more video that I'm doing before, this will be my second to last video for the end of the year, okay? So this is my end of week recap from 9 December to 13 December 2024. All right, you can see I've got, a total of positive after every trades, all my trades and stuff, 139 pips at the end of the week. I have one 10 cent a pip running entry on a GCAD sell. GJ, using 60% risk, I was able to get about 65 pips. That's both wins and losses. That came out positive 65. NJ plus 15, AJ plus 55, GCAD plus 11, 2 wins, 1 loss there, and 30% risk, and NZD/USD minus 17 pips, 50% risk, right? Major lessons here, major positives, daily recaps. I on Monday just really quickly typed out what I did, bought during Asian session, all this type of stuff, just real quick. Tuesday, took this trade. Wednesday took this trade. Thursday, Friday took this trade. All that good stuff. And then I go over for 28 fucking minutes all of my trades. I recap all of this here and then go through all the charts, go through the thought process. I go through all of it. It is insane, and I love it so much. Okay, here is an example of a simple trade. Screenshot, what it is, how much risk. I've got the date, the time, my time zone, GMT time, asset, the time I entered, how long was it active, hit manually, all that stuff. Which a lot of the time, when these things aren't updated here, it's because the trade was in there and it played out more than 24 hours and I was still in. So when the trade actually ended, because it's in Telegram for more than 24 hours, you can't actually update this anymore. You can't edit the text. You would have to re-add the text. And by that point, I don't want to re-add the text to just update those 2 lines. So a lot of the time that doesn't get updated because I've been in that long enough, right? My setup grade, I've graded my setups, all this stuff, right? Mindset, was it counter trend, range, how much did I risk? How much was deserved? What structure looked like? Confluences. I developed this on my own. My pip outcome, money outcome, lessons learned, all this stuff. I go over this for my freaking trades, bro. All this shit, right? Look at this. I go over this for my trades. Screenshot, right? That's an entry with that's a beautiful sell entry. Look at that, off the H4. Beautiful. There's some loss, some win. 1 win, 1 loss, right? There's an entry right there at that entry, right? At that time that I entered that trade. Here's what I was looking for prior. Look at that. Here we go. Here's another trade entry from a spot that I previously bought from. Look at that, right? Here's a 15-minute update on all the charts and the outlook that I was looking for on a Monday, going into Tuesday, right? Here is my news schedule for this week that I posted in here, so I would have access to it on my phone. Here's a previous week's 24-minute end-of-week recap video, right? Loss, break even, plus, break even, loss, lessons, all this shit. Here's a 20-minute educational video breakdown that I went over using one of the charts. For me, this is all for me. Another trade entry right there, a sell, right? Another 8-minute video, another 13-minute video, a 60-second video, news schedule, right? Another trade entry. Look at this. Let's go up to the beginning, right? Let's go up to the very first journal entry that I have, and we're gonna go over this, right? This is crazy. Sorry, this is taking forever. This is 365 days. Right here, December 30th, 2023. I created this group, and there's my first screenshot. I remember this shit. I remember this like yesterday. I took this in this exact same fucking room I'm sitting in right now. My desk was over there. My wife was sitting there. It was just funny, man. I was beyond excited. I joined the group. I didn't know what I was doing. I saw Bitcoin. It was moving during this time, and I was like, yo, let's get this shit. That's crazy. I entered with this little tiny, this is one, look at this. This is the basic template that I started with, and I didn't know what I was doing, and it was just funny. Like, I didn't update it. Like, I don't know what this is. Oh, maybe this is a link to like a TradingView chart or something. I think that's what it was. I think I was using TradingView at that time. That's so funny. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. January 3rd, I did a 5-minute video. I was so excited. Let's go. Update on entry of our first trade of 2024, as well as we entered for a buy on Euro NZD as well as Bitcoin. That is so funny, bro. That is so funny. Look at that. Look at that buy though. Look at that freaking buy. Look at that. Let's go, dude. I was killing it. That's so funny. Look at that. I would take that buy all day right there. That's a good buy too. That's an even better buy. Damn. This is so funny. I haven't looked at this in so long. That's so funny. Some voice memos. That's crazy, man. Okay. Yeah. So these screenshots are terrible. These are ugly. Anyway, this is my trading journal, right? Let's get back to it. So, get off here. There we go. So, that's my trading journal. That's where I started. That's what it looked like. There's the beginning of it. I showed you some shit. I showed you some pictures. I showed you a template, some videos, just some basic stuff, some end of week recap videos. It's all there. It's all uploaded. It's time stamped. It's dated. You can't fake that. It's pretty cool to look back at. I don't look at it too often. Just sometimes to like reminisce. Sometimes I'll go back and watch EDU videos, but ultimately I do thoroughly enjoy just kind of adding stuff to it and growing. It's very cool. It's like creating a library of my brain from trading. So I enjoy that a lot, as you can tell. So lastly, I want to talk about moving forward into 2025 and how I am now versus how I was a year ago, and what I can reasonably expect, okay? I can reasonably expect, at the rate that I'm going, the understanding that I have, that I will be funded, that I will have multiple withdrawals, and I will also be putting some of those withdrawals in my personal account that I will continue to fund, grow that, withdraw from that, and ultimately have used money to do things in life from trading. With that, I'm talking about confidence, because the biggest thing for me moving forward into 2025 that is separating me now from being uber successful with the amount of money that I'm bringing in is the confidence, right? There's a lot of things that I still need to work on, and one of them is my confidence. Obviously, that comes over time. It comes with experience, with a certain amount of trades eventually. You can't expect someone who's been doing this for 365 days to be the most confident, right? No matter how much they know, it still takes time, it still takes effort. But I can say that I personally believe I have learned enough in 365 days through execution and studying and all of the discipline that comes with it, that the only thing standing between me and being where I want to be is that belief, and that is exactly what I'm building, and that is my main fucking goal for 2025, is building that belief as quickly as possible, ripping off the band-aid, going straight to the solution for that problem, and forcing myself to go through the pain of losses, because I'm risking more and losing more money, seeing larger red numbers, seeing larger amounts of money on the P&L in the negative, but also in the positive, because the trades that I take aren't all shitty. I take some pretty good fucking trades, if I do say so myself. And that's coming from people who make multiple 5 and 10 figures, or sorry, 4 and 5 figures in a week or even months consistently in this game, right? So that's those words that I just said aren't coming only from my mouth. They're from people who are actually fucking doing this. Okay. So that's huge. Other things, the biggest thing I feel is for me going into 2025 is staying consistent with journaling, updating, understanding, and being involved where it matters, right? And so that's going to be a lot of stepping away, only being there when the alerts are hit, even if I'm sitting at home and I'm off work or something allows me to be at the charts more often than I usually am, not staring at them and forgetting about the charts and letting the charts do the heavy lifting. That's going to be huge, okay? I already do that, but I need to be better at it, right? That's a big thing standing in my way. And I've assessed myself very carefully and thoroughly in depth with what's actually holding me back for real. None of this fake shit where I'm lying to people to make them say something that I want them to say to make me feel better about myself. I don't do that, right? That's the real shit, all right? Letting the charts do the work and only entering where it matters, okay? That's huge. And that's my biggest thing moving forward into 2025 that I want to work on. That first withdrawal is going to happen. Passing those funded accounts is going to happen, multiple, and I will put those fucking certificates on my wall. I know exactly where they're going. I have the exact spot mapped out. I'm actually going to go buy the fucking frames so they're ready to be filled. As soon as that happens, I'll print them out and I'll put them up because that is going on my wall of accomplishments and my goals that I continue to check the boxes on, right? In trading, I realized I'm like that guy in a video game who does all of the side quests. I like to do everything. I'll talk to all the fucking NPCs. I'll do all the side quests. I'll collect all the money. I'll buy all the cars, all the apartments. I'll do all the little side achievements because I like to just be well-rounded and well-versed, understood about everything in the markets. That's so important to me. And that's just part of who I am when it comes to trading. I just love doing that so much. So that's part of being passionate, right? So I will be doing that in 2025. Besides that, I don't really think I have anything else. I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, with that being said, it's been an amazing, life-changing year for me and for my family. And I'm very excited for what this next year will bring for me and my family. I'm very excited to make money, but I'm very excited to learn, and I'm very excited to build confidence in my trades, my execution, and my follow-through, all of it. And with that said, I'll see you guys in 2025. We'll start doing some more videos. We'll start updating to the channel, just kind of entertainment stuff, but also keeping it real, keeping it honest, and keeping it transparent. If you guys like that type of stuff and you want to see more of that stuff in trading that's really real from people who have real things outside of trading, let me know. Drop a comment. Let me know what you want to see. I'll do my best to share it. I do get a little camera shy. Sometimes I don't like whipping my phone out at work because I don't want to feel like one of those guys who likes to take videos to try and brag on social media or anything like that. It's not who I am, nor do I feel like I'm anything special. So with that said, I'll see you guys in 2025.